Jen?
I want to get your take on the president's tweets this morning. He saw you on CNN. And during those tweets, you said he called you a phony Vietnam con artist. I want to get your reaction to this.
Well, I'm here to talk about the special counsel legislation. There is an ongoing special counsel investigation. It is real. It is based on facts. That is the important issue. That's what really matters. Our national security and the rule of law are at stake, and I am not going to be distracted or bullied by these slurs.
Well, are they slurs? I mean, they're based in the fact of admitted misstatements that you've made.
They are slurs, and I'm not going to be distracted or bullied by them, and they simply reinforce, in fact, the need, in my view, for special counsel legislation, because these kinds of tweets, intimidation directed at the special counsel indicate that the president may try to fire him.
Have you found that your misstatements have in any way compromised your standing with Connecticut voters? I mean, you've been reelected, so.
I'm going to let the elections speak for themselves.
So what specifically is he saying that is incorrect? Because you have admitted making the statements, but what specifically is he saying that you think?
Well, again, I'm going to let the facts as they've been established speak for themselves. I'm not going to be distracted. The special counsel legislation is all the more important in light of these bullying slurs. They are false. And I'm going to let the record speak for itself. The need for this special counsel legislation is only reinforced because these tweets are part and parcel of the kinds of intimidation and threats that he has made against the special counsel, against anyone who seeks to uncover the truth.
Senator, isn't it possible that some of your comments could backfire on the relationship between the President's administration and the state of Connecticut? If you go on CNN, you go on MSNBC or any of these other shows criticizing the President, talking about collusion, how can you then speak legitimately with his administration about ways to help Connecticut? Why would they want to play ball with you politically, in other words, if they know that you're going to go out there and you're going to speak very critically and very openly all the time?
I have an obligation to speak truth to power, literally. Just as we all do in the United States Senate. I am by no means the only senator who has been critical of the President of the United States. Members of his own party have been as scathing as I have been. But at the end of the day, the President represents all the people of the United States, including the people of Connecticut. He has that responsibility independently of any senator or congressman. And so I'm going to continue to be critical of the President where I differ with him. I believe he is deeply and desperately mistaken in an immigration policy that betrays American values. I believe that he has illegally taken payments and benefits in violation of the Constitution, and I brought a lawsuit based on it. I believe that his health care proposals have been cruel and costly and therefore were defeated by the United States Senate. I think that many of his other policies relating to education, for example, are misguided. I will continue to be critical of the President, and I will continue to fight for the rule of law, which will be upheld by this special counsel investigation. It is real, it is based on facts, and finally, returning to the topic of the interview this morning, I will continue to insist on protecting First Amendment values and the free press. I will not allow the President of the United States to chill the free press or the work of reporters who have uncovered embarrassing or revealing truths that have led to the special counsel investigation and other action.
Senator Blumenthal, back to the Twitter rant this morning. So this is the third time, I think it is, that he's attacked you very personally on Twitter. You seem to be trying to stay above the fray with a little bit. But do you have a line with that? I mean, how hard is that to kind of push some of those really personal attacks aside?
Again, I'm not going to allow myself to be distracted or bullied by these slurs. I have said it before, and I feel it deeply that I have an obligation to fight for the people of Connecticut and for the nation and the rule of law and policies that are sane and rational and in the national interest.
Speaking of sane and rational, what gives you the idea that the president would actually fire the special counsel when we've heard so much from not just you, but others in Washington about what the repercussions, members of Congress, not the chattering heads, what the repercussions would be for the Trump administration? I mean, wouldn't that be like the nuclear option?
Well, if you had asked me a number of months ago whether the president would ever contemplate firing Jim Comey, I would have dismissed it as an idle speculation. But he seems to be without the ordinary or normal constraints or boundaries that presidents observe. And these developments, including the grand jury, the team of professionals that the special counsel has assembled, the request for Flynn's records and indications that he is examining financial dealings, which are very relevant and within the bounds of the special prosecutor mandate, certainly have given very plausible rise to questions about whether he will fire the special counsel. He's said, in effect, that he has doubts about his attorney general because he recused himself and therefore cannot fire the special counsel. So I think there is more than ample justification to be concerned and to take this preventive step. It is a preventive step to avoid a constitutional confrontation, indeed a conflagration of the two branches or more of government clashing in this way and perhaps crippling key aspects of our democracy.